welcome back to Trash Trades,
But you
everybody.
gotta like it. You gotta like it.
Here, Trash Trades. If you're new to Trash Trades,
Woohoo!
my name is Luca. This is V Jizzle. Yeah, it's me, Luca, and VJ, and we're here to bring
Hi.
some amazing
Hello.
content for you guys, some education. We're gonna be going over our losses and really the lessons that we learned, and hopefully you guys find some liking and to come along our backtesting way of realization and getting better as traders and to end up getting that consistently profitable goal. Some of you guys definitely have been around for a couple episodes. It's fantastic, of course, except Levi, of course. Levi's not been around recently. But yeah, anyway.
He's getting a little bit too hot,
Oh,
I
100%.
think he's starting to. I don't know if we're as impressive when he's becoming a little bit of a celebrity himself.
He's
Boys,
definitely
he
been a
really making the
celebrity.
rounds. That noodle.
Definitely been a celebrity. Anyway,
Oh man, I can't wait till he hears it.
we got a fucking great trade. Levi's a celebrity, of course.
Oh shit.
Anyway, you
Okay.
guys already know we got a trash trade here. VJ, of course. VJ's got the trashiest trades out of us, both of us, as you guys obviously know. Apart from my crippling loss streak.
Absolutely.
For some reason, I don't know who's put me in this loss streak. Anyway, yeah, VJ's got a great fucking trade. Great lessons to be learned because, honestly, VJ doesn't take a lot of losses, but when VJ loses, he loses big. And guess what? We got a lot of juicy information for you on this episode. And yeah, stay tuned and let's roll the intro.
Order filled.
Wow, stark
Beautiful.
juxtaposition there into the intro. I just took you away on my imaginary trip with Levi, and then straight away roll the intro. Anyway, we got a juicy ass trade for you guys, so fucking take it away, VJ, you fucker.
So yeah, this Luca sort of built up this trade like it was going to be something. It's really not. It's actually pretty unremarkable loss, but very telling of where I was. So I was trading really well for a while, and then I got a bunch of like free prop firm evals, and I was like, you know what? Let's trade them all at the same time. And I had like 10 of them, and I was trying to do all this juggling back and forth. And if any of you guys have done that, it is absolutely dreadful. You start moving your gains into all these like different accounts, not really adding up if they're in a prop firm, and then you sort of like just all over the place. I started like over trading and just doing just stuff like forcing trades and just like not really waiting for my setups to come. And I set up a nice little 2-week like sort of losing period where all of this extra over trading, these shitty fucking trades I was taking and sort of FOMOing and chasing into because I had so many accounts I wanted to move rather than just taking my 1 to 2, 3, maybe 4 trades a day. All right, so as you can see, this was what day was it? Yeah, it was a Monday. Monday, the week before Christmas. Exactly. And as you can see, I don't want to go too far ahead, but this was the morning, Monday. We went up, and then we continued up. So you can see we had this whole market maker sell model right here. And then we just continued up, and then we just maintained being bullish for the rest of the day. So here we are at the end of the day, man. 340. And most likely I've already taken some gains. I'm like, I might as well do another something. Okay. And I come back. I remember I come back and I'm not like fully ready. And I just see this. And I'm like, okay, here's order block. 5-minute order blocks holding a price. I think I even see someone in a server even mention it. And it's like, yeah, I think it's going to go up. So I'm already like just sort of FOMOing into the trade, essentially. Someone said something about something going up. I wasn't even looking. I look. I could see a reason for going up. And I'm like, bet. We've been going up, right? Why not go up? And today, we usually run for the closest liquidity. We got these relatively equal highs right here. Very nice. This trade, the way that I was envisioning it, probably put a if it closes under this order block, we'll go ahead and get out. And hopefully, this little weekly fair value gap that we push through, maybe we'll tap it and somehow miss this minuscule difference of a stop, and then we'll go up. So I
Hmm.
can already tell by the stop placement it's a little wild because I should have really probably put it here to give us some more thing, but I'm just like, nah, we're sniping in, like we're doing. And so I put something like this, which is pretty unreasonable, but sometimes it works. The RR is like a 4. Makes sense. We, as we're going to talk about a little bit later, had a raid here, right? Raided these with this low. So I'm like, cool, bet. Last stage of this market maker buy model to infinity. I don't even think I have a real target besides these. But, as you know, Luca, these can be very hypnotizing.
Yeah.
As you can also notice here from this fib, we are not in discount. We could be in discount from here, maybe this low. And then that's probably what I was like, oh yeah, if I just, really do it from here, yeah, that counts for me. But this isn't that prominent. We didn't have huge displacement or anything. Displacement leg is sort of what you want to, put your fibs on. The ones that automatically catch your attention, sort of. This is much better. We had this displacement, got out of here. This is more like a extension of this or a weak push into this. And
Yeah.
so it would have been better to potentially long from here. We'll go ahead and check on the 1 minute to make this more cute. Boom. Okay. Accumulation. I'm thinking manipulation, distribution. And roll the goddamn tape. Okay. I'm in there. We're up. We're down. It's looking good. Almost at probably the first trim. If I'm being really saucy with it. Not a big deal. Tested this 1 minute order block right here. I'll go ahead and
Hmm.
draw that for you guys because make it more cute. And so we have this order block right here. I'm gonna move this just sideways. Wait, Luca, do you think it's better if I just leave it like this or move it sideways so they can see the candles better? So,
Honestly, I don't think it makes a difference. It's whatever. It's whatever you want.
okay, I'm just gonna fuck it. We'll just leave it like this. Sorry guys, this is way too much. And then now we're obviously about to took off. If you're
Okay.
going to be very conservative, you never really know what high or low you're going to trade, reverse off of. Seek and destroy, you could choose anything really. But, if you're in a very good trade, you often want to at least like aim for something in discount. So if I'm just looking at like this leg here, I would like to aim in over this 50% mark, which we get. We even get into 618. I think you probably know what's going to happen from here. And I don't
No trims.
no trim because I'm like, yo, the relative equal high, like from here to here, like, yeah, it's a 2, but I just think that like we're gonna get here. Plus, like, I'm that dude.
Okay.
I'm that dude. I'm that dude that trades before uh the week before Christmas. I don't give a fuck. And while I do and did do quite well, besides that first week, it's still not. You never should really ever think you're that dude in these type of games. Also, let's just look at what I failed to recognize here. There is this 5 minute fair value gap here I didn't recognize, and
Yeah,
even
I
more
gotcha.
concerning, a 1 minute fair value gap there. Excuse me, and a 1 minute inversion. But I also believe there is a 5 minute fair value gap there. Yep, there it is. So I missed that. And I longed into it. If you see, looking at the sweep, thinking about all these, I missed this fair value gap.
Yeah.
Just attracted to these relatively equal highs. I mean, the drum roll won't even last as long as this position. Bye bye. And like maybe here you could start to think about it. See what I'm saying? But like we've been going up so much, and it's the end of day that like maybe this was too much, and I don't even remember what happened. This is like maybe an hour left, but let's just say he was boy was pretty wrong for a while, you know. I did get out there, but this was just a setup
So you,
trade,
you stopped
just
out
complete.
though. You
Yeah, I
didn't.
stopped out. Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't do anything extra. Everything's this trade is done. I just wanted to show you how incredibly wrong I was. How I didn't value this stop run plus the fact that we took this weekly fair value gap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then didn't look for reversal signs even. I mean, longing here and even here is so much smarter than this guy. This guy is just like this order block has been tapped 5 times, and sure, can it work again? Sure, but like this type of this all happened at 2:30, so it's not like it's lunch or something. If it was going to do something, like go do it,
Yeah. No,
and it
I
fails to make highs a few times. So I was just
honestly,
FOMOing in.
I think the main mistake here, and I kind of, it's something that you more see on the 5 minute than the 1 minute. VJ in this case honestly had a great trade idea, right? Technically, he saw the sweep or whatever. He had a good stop loss placement and he was looking for that high. What I dislike though, unfortunately, is that it really didn't break structure entirely because it
Yep.
did create a higher low and then a lower low, and straight away maybe you can think of that lower low as a sweep, but at the same time I still do want more of a break of structure for
Yep.
the confirmation of that. For example, if you go to the 1 minute, VJ, just for a second,
Yeah, sure.
on the 1 minute here, I think that his entry was very soupish, right? It was very,
Yes.
he looks
But
for the sweep
yeah.
and then he straight away executes it. So a lot of traders, they look for sweeps, right? You sweep liquidity on a particular high or low if you're, have an opposite bias. And I think that's fine. Sweeping is not necessarily the best. The only thing is there definitely can be a higher probability setup after the sweep. I think VJ's main mistake here
Yes.
was to wait for the sweep, see it properly break structure, and then enter at a certain stage. And I feel like as soon as he entered on the sweep, he doesn't really care about the price action afterwards because technically we didn't really break structure. We didn't really, we saw us sweep the previous highs again. It didn't go in his direction because he wasn't patient enough to wait for the higher probability setup. And I think
Yep.
it's a real staple for traders. Like there is an element of FOMO in this trade. Every
Yeah.
trader will go
That's
through
pretty
FOMO
bad.
because if you have a plan, if you have an execution, straight away you wanna hop in. Just see how things form. See how things start playing out even after your entries, because you will find that you either miss a massive stop out or you actually find a better entry than your initial one. And I feel like in this case, VJ just maybe forgot about the fair value gap after the sweep as an entry, because this mistake here would have been very clearly avoided if he decided just to enter after the break of structure.
Here's a funny thing too. There is a break of structure. It's the opposite way. Here
Exactly.
are lows. There are lows. Here are lows that get broken and held under and displaced through with this 5 minute and 1 minute fair value gap and this inversion getting disrespected. That actually these shorts make way more sense, right? It's OTE in this fair value gap. You sort of just like flip it and then put your stop like here,
Yeah.
or maybe here, and then you just reach for these guys, which we did. Also, you know, it's interesting. This is going to be just like sort of like a fractal view of it, but like these longs. Here, I'll just delete this. These longs actually like there's a points where they're okay. Right here, you
Yeah,
see these highs,
absolutely.
they do get broken, and then they come back into this OTE. If you look at it, right, it comes into this, and then it takes the high, and then we haven't really broken highs on this, broken lows on this higher time frame. This 5. Here's a low, swing low here. So center, swing low here. We come down, but we don't close below it. We don't break it. So this long almost works, and at least gives you opportunity to take some profits or whatever. Here is where it fails. Like, look, here's a 5-minute swing low, 5-minute fair value gap, hangs out. Like, I literally longed. Like, I'm so glad that you brought me back to the one because I forgot to even show how dumber it is. Like, it actually breaks. It sets up the perfect short, sort of.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sweep these, break a structure. Good day. And instead,
And
I'm like, I'm gonna soup this bitch and make some money. I was up, but I forgot how fucking shady this was, and I just didn't take it. And I'm sure I did this with mini, so I went up from like up $600, just like sort of what happened today, and just
absolutely.
down.
And honestly, I think the 1 minute is also another staple for a trim, because technically that the area where it reversed against VJs, or this trade, for instance, the area which it actually reversed is the optimum trade entry for the shorts. You have a fair
Yep.
value gap. You have something there that will cause some sort of move against your direction. It's best to trim at that situation. Fair value gaps or highs being swept straight away. Maybe you have to take some off the table, and it can minimize your risk, and it really can protect yourself in this situation, which we've seen a good enough entry. It's just the protecting and the waiting and the having the patience to actually execute on a higher probability entry.
By the way, guys, like, we know some people are new and whatnot, but and it's always good to learn. And even if you have some experience, there's still a lot of concepts in ICT and SMC, and I know many good traders who don't use OTE. But OTE, some people will think when we're saying optimal trade entry, we're talking about just like an optimal trade entry for like the trade. That is ideally true, but we're also referring to this when we are colloquially saying optimal trade entry, which is the zone between the 618 and 786 part of the fib. The middle, which is the 705, is something ICT would say is the sweet spot. As you can see, many times the reaction is pretty
Yep.
interesting there. So like even here, we said these highs are broken, right? So then take a look at this fib, and then the reaction at the 786. I know that's not clear, guys. Just maybe that's a little better. Why is this being so difficult? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. No,
As
I
you can see, that 786, the bodies stay above the 705, take off to the highs. And it's a very good way to get a close stop loss. So I'll show you just here before we end. If you entered here, let's say your entry was a 705, and this is your take profit, and then your stop is just at the low of that. You see how the RR of the trade 2.68 automatically.
yeah.
Just if you're just like I only enter at the 705 or even the 618, which is a Luca favorite, often known as golden zone. The risk reward
Absolutely.
ratio is 166 to just the scalp. Very reasonable. You don't have to be. You could be right less than 50% of the time and be very profitable in this. I'll switch it to this one. If we had entered correctly, let's just say we came in the 6-8. That's where we left our limit order. We'll just put our stop here, and then you can aim for lows. You can aim for this one. Maybe that's not enough, but it's already even just that very close low because you waited puts you at a 1.79. The recent low where you did the fib from is a 1.32. Once again, very reasonable, very good trades that honestly, if you have a reasoning like this fair value gap, this
Yep.
inverse, these sweeps that back that, it could be very good. Some of the best trader I know. I mean, this is he almost exclusively will enter off of these areas. I used to enter many times off of the 50%. It's reasonable on like very small, like 1 minute entries into a bigger idea. I could do that, but honestly, nowadays, if I don't get hit in these areas, I don't give a fuck. I'm not getting in the trade. Many times you still will. I mean, look at how many times this is working beautifully in just these. Was this like an hour?
Yeah,
So, yeah,
yeah,
OTE stuff.
absolutely. And that honestly, the optimal trade entry is very in play. I am learning now as a trader who is trying to protect his risk management as much as possible. Really trimming at the 0.618 of any fib of a higher low fib is honestly, especially with the fair value gap, is a great place to trim. Because normally, if you're looking at a whole leg, like VJ, what the VJ's trim or VJ's
You mean
fib,
like these right here, right? You mean like these
yeah,
right here?
exactly.
Because this is like the whole range. Yep.
Exactly. That they is Jesus Christ. I don't know. I'm fucking
You're
in the
good.
midway.
You're good.
Anyway, the 618 on a fib of a higher low is a great
So he's
automatic
saying
trim.
essentially here,
It's
here,
straight away. And
here,
honestly, I think the
here.
618 has many purposes, especially even discount as well. But trimming at the that sort of level is something that I am learning to implement into my trading, and already I'm seeing the results. And
Look at
just
this. Side note. Oh, my bad. Finish your point.
no, and I also want to say that me and VJ were talking just before the episode, and I was sharing one of the things that was that of my realization of trading, and I had a big realization of trading in the last 2 days, and this is really important. I really just figured out how to notice the sweeps and the sweeps on stop or the stop hunts and the sweeps on liquidity. And that's something that is so big in the market, which I don't know how it went over my head, but for some reason it did. And I want to make it clear, I want to talk to you guys, of course, whether you're learning or you're already well experienced, that the no raid, no trade is something that I kind of put aside and I kind of neglected. It's very, very, very necessary. You have to have a raid on liquidity before you enter your trade. For example, VJ did wait for a raid on liquidity, except he entered on the raid. Sometimes you can do
Mm-hmm.
that. The really, really experienced traders do that, but it's a lot. It's a lot more difficult to actually catch a higher probability setup. And for example, the raid on the short, you'll see the optimum trade entry on the short at the 618 here on VJ's screen. That rated the previous high, a previous short-term high. And when it rated that short-term high, what the market did basically was
You're
to
talking about
collect
this one,
stop
right?
loss. No, the one, the 618, the entry of your short is
This one.
swept a previous 1 minute high.
Oh, yes, yes,
And
yes. You're correct.
that sweep of a previous 1 minute high right there is literally the market saying, listen, we need more liquidity for the way down. I need to grab these stop losses. I need to grab this the limit orders above this high. So it goes above that high, it sweeps, and then we have enough liquidity to continue downwards. And that's something that I don't know why I've pushed away from my trading for such a long time, but it's something that I will now revisit as much as possible. Which no raid, no trade. You need to see a high taken out or a low taken out against you before you actually place your trade.
Yeah, I also used to very much ignore this rule, and because I would get trades or like continuations or whatever, and they would make money, and I'd be like, "Cool, there it is." But then, as you get better, you sometimes wonder why your price targets aren't hitting, or why your position comes and reverses onto your entry, and even stops you out when you push to break even, or um, just the trades are too quick, or you seem like you get in too early or too late. The raid is very important. So like you can even see here in this example, we had a raid here, meaning we took a high. Just in case you don't know what a raid or a stop on is, it's when you take a high or a low. It could be the wick, but most of the time it's better if it's a swing high, which is a high that is higher than the high of the two candles next to it. Swing low, the opposite. Here's one. You just swing low, swing low. There's more stop losses on every candle. Essentially, people are entering orders, and so here people both entered longs and shorts. The shorts stayed alive, and most of them are going to place their stop losses along this wick. Many of them here, above here, and then people who are entering shorts after are also doing the same thing, and the stops will pull here. And many times you want to see, a strong stop run. It doesn't have to happen in one go. In a way,
Yeah.
you could sort of look at this as like these were stop runs that got hit, and then they accumulated, and then they started breaking structure down here. But I like to look at the last most prominent one, and then I see here we sort of broke structure here. Now this does look like a bounce up, which, like I said, not the worst long up here, but this one, the way that we got there, and then immediately took the stops, took the high, and then came right back into the range by the next candle. It's better if you see it on a higher time frame, but by the next candle, see, look at this. Took it, definitely closed under this liquidity. This right here is a warning sign to me nowadays that we are bearish. As soon as this happens and we close so distinctively under there, I would consider like any entry into here into this order block now, up close candle that's now supporting downward price, to be potentially good. Like this could be a good entry for shorts. And as you notice, this entry for shorts also runs this stop. Okay,
Absolutely.
so you want to understand, and we were talking about this, like in terms of being on time with trades, I would avoid looking at stops. I'm just looking at PD arrays and entering off of them, and I got off of this fair value gap. Oh man, that's a great trade. Myopically missing what's powering it, and then many times you'll be like, oh, here's an order, I'm just going to long it, and then it fails. It didn't take these highs. What's going on? Why? And then sometimes you get on losing streaks and have no idea what's going on because the strategy that you sort of lucked into that worked previously of you paying attention to what fuels the market, liquidity. If you're not looking for the liquidity, aka orders, to be hit, there are people who are both trying to long and get out of short positions here.
Yeah.
This initiates the start of them. There are some here. There are many in this wick. It takes them and then it goes. Also, there were some here. It took both of them and then it goes. So if you notice here, this is an optimal trade entry. Quickly rejects and then it goes down. Now your stop should be here. But as you can see, what's even better is that price does another raid of this, still maintaining this long term. So what ends up happening is with these particular highs, when the reversal happens, these become long term highs, which in advanced market structure, these shouldn't be touched until the model is done. But this is a type of intermediate term high. And intermediate term highs are made during stop runs during the buy or sell models that occur during trading the move price. So here it looks like we're making a sell model at some point, and we started making it. This initiated it. This is what we would call a smart money reversal. Break structure, low risk entry, stop run. It's a little bit clearer on the 5-minute to just make it easy. Because there's swing highs and you could tell, okay, there's actually more stops. The higher time frame, the more confidence, really.
Yeah.
Get into here, wicks out of this order block. You can do this thing that it's a theory called this candle filter, where you could do the OTE of the candle that closes back into the range. And as you can notice, there's an entry right there. So it's another thing I do sometimes to grade. OTE is just fantastic on order everything, really.
Yeah.
And as you can see, we take another stop run. Now it's like we got the double stop run, and this should initiate even one stop run. But like you see how clear this fair value gap now is, and this break of structure now. All of this were very early entries, and you could miss all this. But if you see this, this is true confirmation here. This is why this is the easiest short, even though you could have even started shorting here. And you know how I try to, what we call, like I bought the liquidity sweep here. It's what ICT would refer to as the turtle soup. This turtle soup is like trash compared to this turtle soup. This turtle soup, after this one, a rerun of 5 minute lows first time, and then like you could see it make these fair value gaps and stuff just within how many minutes? 15 minutes, and if you bought this, like, you never see red. Here, I mean, you buy this and you see red well within that 15-minute period, probably about 10, 11 minutes, and you're done. So yeah, stop runs, very important, guys.
Extremely
You need an
important, and
entire trade.
we'll definitely talk about it more on future episodes and reference it in our bad trades and our losing trades, because that's something that I'll definitely keep an eye out. But yeah, listen, honestly, the episodes have been doing great. We appreciate you guys. Levi commented on the last episode, but
Whoa!
I mean, just a one-word
Was
comment. Like, come on, we could do better.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah,
One
I
word
know.
comment. All right, listen. If you're gonna comment, okay, listen. If you're new and you're gonna comment, dude, leave whatever. You could literally leave a shit emoji. We'll appreciate it. Okay, but if you know us and you're our boy, I need an essay. You should see what this guy writes in our Discord.
Whole essay. I want a full on, 2 paragraphs, introduction, exit, everything. And yeah, tell us what you need. And listen, I'm not gonna say it, but please like and subscribe. I did say it. It's
Please,
too late.
thank you.
Anyway,
Think we did pretty good.
I think we did fantastic, man. I think we really do have to talk more a little bit about the sweeps, but apart from that, yeah, I think it was a great episode.
Okay, sounds good, guys. Should we say bye? Do we have anything to add?
No, nothing else to add. We appreciate you guys. Clips doing well, man.
You guys.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
You're the best.
100%.
Send us nudes if you're not gonna give us good fucking comments. We'll take the nudes. I want to see some dong. I mean, some tits. I mean, what? Am I straight in this? We'll talk about this later.
Hold on. Stop it. Anyway.
All right, back to the bed, Luca. Let's go.
Back to bed. Talk to you guys later, all right?
All right, bye, guys.
Bye-bye.